Okay, today we're going to talk about why you do not want to start a home-based business. Now, this is something that I'm a bit passionate about, and I'm going to try not to step on too many toes or dash any of your dreams into dust. But really what I'm trying to do here is to show you that there's a better way. You can basically still create a business that creates income for you, whether you're trying to retire early or you're trying to retire on time, or you're trying to just create extra income for your family or for fun or whatever. But I'm going to try and show you a better way than sort of the traditional notion of starting a home-based business. Okay? And the way I want to do this, I'm going to give you two examples of how someone could go about starting a business and making money, and why the first one is going to cause them a lot of heartache and a lot of hassle and take up a lot of their time, and the second one is going to create them sort of a leisurely lifestyle, opportunities to explore and learn and try and do other things, make more money in other ways, and also, but also create them that extra income that they're looking for. So, the first example. Let's say that my passion is photography. I love taking photographs. I know how to work a camera well, and people have told me that I'm good at it, and so I see that as a great opportunity to make money online, which, by the way, it is. So I take my camera and I decide to start a custom photo business. I start a website. Excuse me. I start a website where people can go online, go onto my website, and they can choose from a number of styles of photography, or they can even communicate with me on exactly what kind of photography that they want, and then they can get together with me, and I take photos of them, and then I process those photos or upload them digitally, and then they pay for packages. Another alternative would be people in faraway cities. They can send in existing photos, and I can sort of remaster them or touch them up. Basically, rework the photos in my fancy style, this cool artistic style that I've come up with, and then sell them the photos, sell them the improved photo. Okay, so this is a cool idea, right? And it would be fun. But let's look at some of the loopholes. Okay, number one, and this one isn't so bad, but number one is that you are basically trading time for money. In order to make any money off of this business, you have to work on the photos. And so you're getting paid for however many photos you can process or however many customers you can find who want photos done. That's how much money you make. But let's look at some of the problems with that. Number one, it's difficult once you get to a plateau on the money where you're working full time or working as much as you can. How do you make more money? The answer is you kind of can't unless you start charging more for your products, or you hire an employee to work with you. You're not going to be able to increase your profit on that business. Number two is that there's a lot of time that you have to spend when you're not just doing photography to make this business successful. Somehow you have to get this information in front of people. So you have to do marketing. You'll have to do actual customer service, which if any of you have been in customer service is not particularly fun unless you are just a really outgoing person and you absolutely love dealing with people's frustrations or their confusions or answering the same stupid question over and over and over again. Customer service is not really what most of us are wanting to do with their time. And in a business like this, you're doing a lot of customer service because you are spending a lot of time explaining to people what's going on and listening to their concerns or their ideas that they will want you to translate, and then you have to translate that into an actual product that they want to buy and that they will walk away happy with. And no matter how well you do this, you're going to wind up with some people that are not thrilled with it, and then you're going to have to deal with that as well. So that's a big time waster and a big hassle that you're going to have to deal with. Another one is that you have to do kind of the business side behind it. So in other words, you're going to have to process the financial transactions for these people, which means you need to pay for some sort of equipment to run credit cards or process credit cards, but you also have to take the time to process their the money transaction. Every time that happens, you physically have to be part of that process. And so those are just a few things that you're going to have to wind up dealing with to be able to succeed in this type of business. But the main one, I will say, is just your time. Your time, the amount of money that you make is directly tied to the amount of time that you spend working with the customers and working on the products that you're selling to them. So let's look at a different scenario with the same sort of skill sets that is much more passive income oriented or residual income oriented, which will provide a much stronger opportunity for you to stick with this long term, to enjoy it, to have variety in your life, and most importantly, which is one of the biggest problems with businesses, is to avoid burnout. So again, you're a photographer, you're passionate about photography, and you have this really cool artistic style that you like to do. You also are very good at working a camera. So you have a number of options that you could do to create passive income. The first one is you could start doing stock photos. There are a lot of places online like this. Probably the most popular one is istockphotos.com. It's the one that's been around for a long time. But essentially, you use your skills and your passion to take photos of things that you to take great photos. And you can research subjects that are popular or that generally are purchased from a photo site most frequently, or you can basically just come up with a very creative and interesting way of taking photographs, or just do very high quality photographs, which again is your passion. And you can create these, and then you can upload them to the stock photo website, and then sell them through the stock photo website. Now, what is great about this model? Well, you're doing exactly what you love to do. You're taking photos and getting paid for it. The difference is you don't have to deal with the customers at all. Which at first, for the first 6 months, dealing with the customers can be kind of fun. But I can almost guarantee you, in most cases, again, unless you are just a super social creature and you really love doing customer service, that part is going to burn you out fast. But now you don't have to do that because you're uploading it to a neutral site, and people can come and find your photos there, purchase them, review them, and they can still get to the product without you having to literally hand deliver it to them. You don't have to do any of the financial transactions. They're going to do their purchasing through that site, which is a trusted site, by the way, too, so you don't have to do anything to build up your credibility or to kind of promote your reliability as a business person, because you are working through a very reliable and a pre-existing site. So again, you just get to do what you love to do, take photos, upload them to the site, and then sell them. That's one example. And then the beauty is people will continue to buy your photographs, even if for some reason you do this for 6 months and then you all of a sudden realize that you don't have an ounce of creativity left in your brain and you don't want to take another photograph ever again. And maybe it's just a temporary thing and you don't want to take photographs for a couple of months. Well, you will still continue to make money off of these photographs that you've already uploaded that people can still continue to download and pay for, without having to continue to perpetually create content. So Another benefit is that if you want to work really hard one week, like 60 hours or 80 hours, and you want to do a ton of photographs and upload them all, kind of work in a spurt like that, then you can, and it doesn't matter. If you want to then take the next week off because it's a holiday week and spend time with your family or go on a trip, you have that luxury. Whereas if you want to do the previous business where you are interacting with customers, many of them may have free time during the holidays. So that's when they want you to come and take photographs of them, or that's when they want you to do these gift orders so that they can then give to other people. So you're going to be sort of slave to their schedules and their desires. Okay, so that's an example of a stock photo website. But let's say that you get back to kind of wanting to create your own website. Let's say you created your own website, and you did one-of-a-kind artistic photos, and you sold them through that website. You could also do various types of advertising, maybe create your own ebook about how the photos are created, or how to do digital photography, like for instance teaching people how to replicate the techniques that you have done kind of for their own photography. So you create a website, and especially if you do have a unique photo style, people can but you set it up automatically so that people can just download and purchase the photos through a shopping cart that is set up much like other online retailers. Now the problem with that is you're still probably having to deal with some customer service, but albeit way less than if you're dealing on a per transaction basis with individuals. And doing custom work like that. But then you get to create whatever you love and put it out there for the world, and then they get to choose independently of you. They can spend time on your site looking at different collections or different photos, and then they can pick what they like, and you don't have to be sitting there the whole time on the phone or on the email or chatting with them, kind of holding their hand for that custom order. The other thing is, so again, you could do you could create a book, an ebook, and you could have it linked from your website so that whenever somebody clicks on it from your website and purchases it, you make money. Another thing is similar to what I'm doing here. You could create YouTube videos about what you're passionate about, and you can monetize that. And again, if your product is good and interesting enough, then the people can come and learn how you do the photography, or and then they can and they'll share that information with other people. And if your YouTube videos get enough views, then you again make passive income. But again, you're able to create it once and put it out there, and the money flows slowly and steadily, or sometimes quickly, depending on the success of the particular video or the particular website. But then you can step back from it and watch it make money. And then, for instance, if you also have a passion for painting, well, in the first example, you're too busy. It's trying to take care of the customers that you already have, trying to cater to their many whims and their holiday wishes, their scheduling, and trying to keep up with them and please them to even consider dabbling in any sort of business that would involve painting. In the second examples, you have created a passive income generating machine, if you will. You've put content on the web that is then making you money, but essentially your time is still free. So if you want to continue doing the photography, you certainly can. But if you decide to develop your passion for painting, then you can go and create another website about painting. And maybe it's going to be some special technique that you've come up with, or maybe it's just a gallery of your work, and they can order prints of it, or maybe it is more of a how-to oriented website of just kind of encouraging people and teaching them or whatever. But again, if you do it through a website or an ebook or that sort of model, then then if you get burnt out on painting, or you decide to go a different direction with the painting, you want to do a different sort of technique, you can create another website that is focused on that. So I hope you're getting the idea of what I'm saying here with these examples of basically not making yourself slave to your customer, and instead finding ways to create valuable content for them, content that you enjoy creating, and then finding a way to get that into a position where your customers can purchase your content without you having to stand there and hold their hand. And essentially that's it. So I hope you can take some encouragement from this. Home-based business is a very popular word right now, and for good reason, because working for yourself, working independently of an employer is such a fantastic experience. But I hope that you will take some of this advice to heart and realize that making it more passive, creating it up front, and creating that residual and passive flow of money to you will open up so many opportunities for you and options for you down the road, that locking yourself into heavy customer service type self-employment will not do for you. So hope you take some encouragement from that, and best of luck on your adventures. Thank you so much for watching.